funny that when I thought of making these videos originally, I was thinking that I'd have like a video a day and I'd be, talking about what it means to be a grown-up. And I had this sort of concept of where I was going to go with this, but mainly I was just trying to get stuff down on tape so that I didn't have to write, that I could, sort of economize my time and, take some of this time in the car that I'm just sitting here not really doing anything and maybe try to do something productive. But unfortunately, it hasn't really turned out that way, so yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, this morning, I guess I wanted to talk about what's going on, basically. Big changes at work. I'm going to be taking over for my boss who's leaving, and it's funny because just a few weeks ago I was talking about how it's important to try to have a plan, to try to figure out how to make things better, and there's only a certain amount that's within your control, obviously. There are other factors that influence what you can do and where you can go, but sometimes things just kind of have a way of happening, and you have to deal with it, and you have to regroup, and you have to figure things out. So I think it's important to remain positive, like I was saying before, but it's also important to just remain dynamic and to understand that there are factors that are beyond your control, and the best laid plans, can still go awry based on those outside influences. But one thing that I've been reading the past couple of days, and again, I just don't have that much time, particularly now that we're trying to deal with transition. I'm reading this book by Brett McKay. He's the Art of Manliness guy, and it's 30 Days to a Better Man. And there are different things that you do every day basically in the goal of working towards being better, being a better man. And I think, I don't really have a whole lot of extra time, but I'm just kind of reading through it right now. And one of the things is shine your shoes. Make sure that your presentation is that you're considering what your appearance is, and I think that's important. And I've talked about that. The first day, though, it really kind of sets the tone for the whole 30 days. And I haven't. What I should probably do is just read through the whole thing first, and then do it the day by day by day. But day one is define your values. Think about what's important to you as an individual, why it's important to you as an individual, and whether you're giving it the time that it should have. And it kind of rolls in everything else. Be a better person. Be the man that you want your kids to look up to. Basically, be that guy. Be the one that's dependable, respected, revered. Revered is such a lofty word. I don't think that's even it. But just be the kind of person that people don't mind being around. That people like being around. And that takes a special kind of personality. But it also takes adherence to your values. It really means that you have to define what's important to you and what you value, and you have to stick to it. And it has to be fairly consistent. If honesty is something that you value and you turn around and lie all the time, then that doesn't mean shit. You've got to really embrace and espouse those values that you think you have, or that you want to have, I guess, and even in some cases that you don't have but you aspire to. So I guess I'm not sure where I'm going to go with these videos with things getting busy, but every once in a while I'm just going to try to get my thoughts down and just kind of video journal, and maybe this will turn into something better. But right now it just seems like it's kind of work almost. I'm writing down topics to discuss, and I'm trying to come up with material, and that's not it. I want to make sure that this is kind of like light and spontaneous, not too scripted. So that's it for today. Not sure where things are going, but I've got a lot going on, and I'm definitely thinking about all of that in the context of my values. So to be continued.